we're dividing with decimals in the divisor, and as I've told you before, you do not divide with decimals in the divisor. You've got to get the decimal out. And you can't just randomly change one answer or one number in a problem, because then that will change the final answer and it won't be the same. If you're going to change one number, you're going to have to change all of the numbers. And then you keep it consistent. So in number 1, I have 7 2/10 divided by 1 2/10. The divisor always comes last, and it's bold on this page, so it stands out. I see that in order to make 1 2/10 a whole number, I've got to move the decimal one place, like that. If I move this one place, then I've got to also move this one place. And when I do that, I'm left with 12 into 72. You're not actually dividing on this, you're just practicing moving the decimals. In number 2, I see that my divisor, I have to move the decimal 2 places. So if I move it 2 places in the divisor, I have to move it 2 places also in the dividend. So this becomes 7, and this becomes 175. It's worked out both times that the dividend has been a whole number afterward. Number 3 and 4, I can see they'll be different. Number 3, to make 9/10 a whole number, I move the decimal 1 time, which means I'll move the decimal 1 time here. This will still be a decimal. So this is my whole number, 9. And then this becomes 5.4, 5 4/10. So by making that into a whole number, that still is a decimal. And that's fine. You've done enough division with decimals in the dividend to know that's okay. And now number 4, you'll move the decimal in the divisor 1 place. So you'll move it 1 place over here in the dividend. So you're left with 11 divided into 9 24/100. There you go. Remember, you do not have to divide on this at all. All you're doing is practice moving the decimals. The next page, that is where you're actually going to be dividing. So let's go ahead, we'll do 3 of these together. Get you nice and started, and then you can do the rest on your own. So in this one, 36 divided by 9/10, this is already a whole number. In whole numbers, without a decimal, you understand that if there were a decimal, it would be right here. So if I move this 1 place to make the 9 a whole number, I move this 1 place. So that means I'm going to add a 0. So I end up with 360 divided by 9. Well, that's pretty easy. 9 does not go into 3. It goes into 36 4 times. 4 times 9 is exactly 36. When I subtract, I get nothing. Bring down that 0. 9 goes into 0, 0 times. So my answer, 36 divided by 9/10, my answer is 40. Let's look at the one under it, and then the final one will be on the bottom under this one. On this one, we are moving the decimal 2 places to make this a whole 5, which means we'll move this one 2 places, and wouldn't you know, it makes that a whole 83. Five goes into 8 one time. 1 times 5 is 5. I subtract. I get 3. Bring down this 3. 5 goes into 33 6 times. 6 times 5 is 30. Oops. I get a remainder. 33 minus 30 is 3. So I'm going to keep going until I have no remainder. Since there's no decimal in that so far, I'll go ahead and put the understood decimal there. Then I can stick in a 0, which I'll then bring down. 5 goes into 30 6 times. 6 times 5 is 30 with no remainder. Now I'll come back up, bring my decimal up and put it in my quotient. And the answer of 83 hundredths divided by 5 hundredths is 16 and 6/10. Last one together. 25 and 5/10 divided by 1 and 5/10. I will move this decimal one place to make a whole number, and then I'll move this one place to make a whole number. And then I'm going to notice that there are already numbers written here, and these numbers do not match my numbers. And so I'm just gonna write on top of them. Chances are your paper may not have this because once I catch this, I'm gonna fix it. But my paper has it, so I'm gonna use my trusty little, I love this thing. All right, so let me find, I'll use a different pen. Funny how I just now noticed that. So now this is 15. And when I moved the decimal over, that made that a whole number. So that becomes 255. No decimal. 15 goes into 2 0 times. 15 goes into 25 one time. 1 times 15 is 15. 25 minus 15 is 10. Bring down the 5. Oh goodness. Let me think. 15, 30, 45, 60, 75, 90, 105. Ha! What do you know? It goes into 105. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. 7 times 15 is 105. My final quotient is 17. There you have it. You have no more numbers that are already filled in that don't fit. So anyhow, you've got to finish this page, which is just simply moving the decimal, and finish this page, and you have 2, 4, 7 left to go.